tune into Literary Voices. My name is Yaa Yeboaa. And today with me I have a charming gentleman by name Dr. Carl. Now, there are a lot of accolades or words I can use to describe you, but I'm not going to do so. I will let you introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Dr. Carl, and I stand for three things. I've been in the health business for 40 years, just about 40 years, and I do three things. I look after people's health, I direct them, I mentor people, and to be successful, and I just love to do that.
Okay. So, how Dr. Carl and I came about, I think that is a story we need to share, and then we continue with the reason or the purpose you and I are sitting here today on Literary Voices.
First of all, I think it was a divine moment. I live in Mississauga, and me and another person decided to travel to Toronto for some reason.
That other person is in the studio
right now. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. She's in the studio,
and she has a name.
Arlene.
Thank you.
thank you.
Trouble.
Yes. And basically, we sat beside you, and you did something very, you did something where there was a man in Tim Hortons running up and down screaming, he was cussing, he was doing a lot of funny things, and I noticed, I said, Arlene, I noticed you got up and went to talk to him, and took him outside, and the man never came back in.
Well, because I had a $2 in my hand, too.
Oh, okay. So I said to Arlene, I think who's that woman? You know, I mean, I wanted to meet you right away because I think, who is she? So
Yes.
I asked the gentleman who was sitting with you, I said, who's that woman? And he said, oh, she's a health professional.
Yes.
So I said, oh, I need to meet her when she comes back. So that was a divine moment. And all that led up to like now.
That is true.
Yes.
That is true. And I quite remember that when I heard you speak in the conversation, I said, man, you got to come on this show because, Dr. Carl, you have a lot to offer and people need to hear men like you.
Yeah.
Because we hear other men speak, but not men of color, sharing their experience and the journeys they've come, when they started and how they came to be who they are right now. Dr. Carl, share with us a little bit about you. You shared a story with me, and it's a very, I know it was challenging then, but it's also a very inspirational story.
Well, I'll let you know that story, but let me say when it comes to the knowledge to share, you also have that knowledge. And I told you that night when I heard you speaking, like, you're in the wrong business.
Are we going to go there?
No, but
Today is all about you.
It's all about me, but I was learning from you. Basically, my story is very straightforward.
No, there's nothing straightforward about this, Dr. Carl.
I came to this country when I was actually 21, and up until 25 in this country, I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I couldn't do nothing. So for years, I just had to learn by looking at the signs and remembering, what road I came down, what road I'm supposed to go to get back home.
Yes.
One day I was lost. I went out on my own, and I was actually lost for most of the day. People ask me where you live. I can tell anybody the street.
Wow.
Because I didn't know the street. And a lady asked me if I wanted a bus, a ticket at the time, and I said yes. And I just got on a bus.
To where?
Where I was taken wasn't far from where I was living, but I can tell anybody where I was living because I didn't know I can read the street. So the person said, it was getting late, you should be going home. And I said, yes, I'm going home, but I don't know where I was going. And I got on this bus, and I'm looking out the window, but I was very good at marking things because I couldn't read. But God taught me a different way. He taught me to notice things first, and later on, He taught me how to read.
Sort of like place markers.
Oh yes, I'm still very good at that, and that came in very handy later for training and doing business and so forth. But and two stops, the person took me two stops from where I was living, but they didn't know that neither. And I got on the bus and I saw one stop on the other stop. I said, that looked like the street right there. And I pulled, and the people who I was living with said they were on the subway, they were all over the place looking for me all night. I was gone for a whole night.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so a whole night I was missing. And I walked in, they were having a meeting what they were going to do about it, and I walked in and says, there he is. Where were you? I said, you know.
So tell us how you came about, to start reading, writing, and to become Dr. Carl that I know you to be at present.
But that's very amazing because there was something about me as a kid that I knew that I never got jealous of anything anybody had.
Yes.
I never envied and so forth like that. Like I knew that there was something for me,
Yes.
but I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
So I was like a dreamer the whole time that something good. Even coming to Canada, for instance, I would go to the movies and I would look in the background of the movie and see the big roads and I would say, that's where I'm going. And you know what people around you do because your family's poor, they laugh at you.
So you had that vision, you had that destination.
I did, yeah.
Even though you knew you could not read, you could not write, but you knew somehow.
I was going there. I was not going to stay. I'm from Barbados originally. I said, I'm not staying here. And one day, I decided to go to the vice president of the country. And I told him that I need to leave the country and I need him to help me.
So
and
you have that audacity.
Yeah, yes.
It's a very special person.
It takes a person who is not afraid.
Fear.
I don't let fear control me. It never have when I couldn't read. No, I could read. That's what I teach people about how to get over fear.
We will get there.
Yeah.
And you give us some, a little bit of education when we get there. It is very, very key.
Yes, to get over there. So I went to him and I said to him, I need to do something with my life.
Yes.
He asked the question, why did you come to me?
Yes.
And I said to him, because you have the position to help me. And he said, okay, come back to me in 3 days, and if you're feeling the same way, we can talk. So I said 3 days, what was when? I think it was a Thursday. He said, come on Saturday. I went back on Saturday, sat on the step, came out and he said, hey, little boy, so you're here.
Yes.
I said, you were going to help me to go away. He goes, there's something about you. He goes, leave it with me for 4 days, 5 days, and I get back to you. And then in that time, he kept his word. He came in and he said, where will you go? I said, I'm going to Canada.
What prompted you to make that decision that you need to move from Barbados to Canada?
That's a very good question. In the Caribbean islands, on Easter,
Yes.
our grandmother used to take the white of an egg, and she would put it in the water.
Yes.
And whatever it turned to, the egg white would form something around 12 o'clock.
Yes.
She would say, that's your future.
Oh, so she...
Mine formed a plane.
Something like a soothsayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she said, this is your she said, look at that. Your egg will turn into like an airplane. And I remember jumping up and saying, I'm going away, I'm going away. And I never gave it up.
So she even injected some positivity into you.
Yes.
To begin with.
Yes. Well, here's the key about that. I was doing something, it's called visualization,
Yes.
that I really didn't know I was doing. And then it came to pass.
So, this is one of the things that maybe some people will not understand. Then, so, what is visualization?
Visualization is seeing, having a vision of accomplishing something, or seeing yourself in a place.
Yes.
Before you physically actually do it.
Okay.
Everything happens twice.
Okay.
In visualization, it happens first, always.
So you visualize, I want to be in... Give me an example.
For instance, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be something. One of the things that I actually said also, for some reason I couldn't read or write, but I desired to be a motivated speaker.
Okay. So you desire to be on a big platform speaking to people.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You visualize it.
All that.
So that's the first instance it happened.
I visualized that. I visualized, for instance, changing my family's history.
Yes.
That happened also for me.
Okay.
Not for my mother and those people, from actually
But
for my kids.
Your generation going forward.
Yes.
Okay.
I discovered that I could do something about that. And still couldn't read or write. But I played a game on my head. The game was, since everybody wrote me off already,
Yes.
there were people around me who I couldn't read or write.
Yes.
And they would laugh and talk about it and whisper about it. I knew this joke was going on.
Yes.
So I decided, what if I do something really big? I guess I'll really surprise them, huh? And I decided to change my family's history, and starting from myself. And today, that already happened.
So you laid that foundation through that visualization and implementation on yourself, so the succeeding generations will benefit from it.
Absolutely. I discovered I was going to change my family's history starting from me. So when you do that, you must take responsibilities to take action.
Wow. Wow. It's so now you are on the you are on a big platform. You are doing your motivational speaking. You are training leaders.
Oh yes, I do. Train up to this day, I still do. Right now, I have. I was telling, or a while ago, one of the leaders who's going to be conducting it. 3 of them conducting a big meeting.
Yes.
But the one that I know, I trained him for 20 years.
Yes.
I trained him for 20 years, so he's taking charge.
Okay.
But he called me before I got here just to
touch
base to see. He would always do that to see, this is what I'll be discussing, see if my input, what I need to say, and I just said, just focus on this area. He said, okay, so I do that. So when this is all finished, he formulate and just give me a report, and I turn out and so forth like that. And it's,
now, before I stop you, we paused on a conversation. Fear.
Fear is very big.
Number one, what is fear? Why do we fear? And how do we conquer fear?
So let me tell you what fear really is. A lot of people really don't know. There's only one fear, and that's the fear of death.
Fear of death.
There's no more fears. What people do, though, is interpret all these fears, fear of that, fear of that, fear of that. But there's only one fear. That's the fear of death. So if a person say, I don't want to fly, well, the person's really saying, I really don't want to die. say, I'm afraid to cross. I don't want to cross that bridge. You say, why not? You say, I'm afraid. But we're really saying this interpretation. I really don't want to die this way. So this goes in a lot of areas. I don't want to get into that relationship. I don't want to eat that food. I don't want to travel. It's all the same. What I learned to do, because I understand it so well, is something you got to sit people down. You got to mentor them through it.
Yes.
It really, because fear is a stronghold.
Okay.
It holds you.
It's like it's got roots that digs right
Yes,
into you.
yes, yes.
Because sometimes something occurs or you think about something and you can feel the bile at the pit of your stomach just crawling up and about to vomit.
Fear is also a thief. It will steal your life, your dream. It will steal everything.
And it can also kill you, actually.
Yeah, it will kill you too. Yeah.
So the fear of it will kill you.
Exactly. See, but here's another part of that. People say, when I was in I'm a born again believer, by the way, and I learned a lot. So in the world, and we were somewhere a while ago, last Saturday, there was a huge meeting with doctors and so forth.
Yes.
And one of them was speaking about fear of the unknown.
Yes.
Or we call it false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
That's what we heard about that, right?
Yes.
And I said, he's wrong about that. See, fear is really a spirit that talks to you.
Okay. I'm listening.
It's the one that tells you you can't do this, you can't do that. What do you think? You're going to really go do that? To talk you out of. That's why I say it's a thief.
Yes.
It will steal your dreams. It will steal many people's dreams. And destiny. It's very sad. But people just don't get over fear like that, because I say it's a stronghold. They need to understand it.
So, for instance, when you are working with somebody in your consultation business, or you are mentoring somebody and the person has a stronghold of fear, or a fear of something, or the fear is keeping them stuck wherever that they are. What are, just summarize, a little bit, some of the steps you take the person to
I interview them.
You interview.
I ask them questions like, what would stop you from doing this or that? And I listen.
Okay.
They would tell you in different ways. A good mentor and coach. A mentor is one thing. A mentor mentors people. A coach do both. A coach is able to talk to you about situations and then show you how. Show you the way. That's a real beneficial person to do both. And I also speak about talking and showing. And you had some time with me, that's what I do without even realizing I'm doing it. But that's the wisdom, actually, and the understanding, that's showing the wisdom to do and understanding the way to do it so you can go teach somebody else. So I teach people to teach.
The teacher teaches to teach.
To teach. In other words, when you do that, you duplicate your knowledge. So when you exit this world, you'll leave a legacy behind. People still talking about you.
I was actually coming to legacy. So
Yes.
that's a nice segue
Yes.
into legacy. Why is leaving a legacy important?
Because we all hear, I'll say something to you right now, but I'm not going to get deep into it, because it's a lesson that I am putting together to teach a lot of people, because I get a lot of insight, by the way. But there's a secret inside all of us. And the reason why I believe that people don't do well in life, they don't know that there's a secret inside of them. So they don't know what the secret is. So if you don't know what the secret is, it's impossible to live that secret out. A legacy. Here's the key. the people that's talked about today, the books that we read, or whatever it may be, the things that's left behind for us to use.
Yes.
We still know who put those things together.
That is
We
right.
use them. It's beneficial to people after you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not doing nothing that is beneficial to people after we're gone,
Yes.
we have wasted our life on this planet.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's like, why were you here?
That is why legacies are very important.
Important, yeah.
And I think even with the ancient, Egyptian
Mm-hmm.
pyramids and the papyrus writings and whatnot, they left the legacies of how they lived their lives or how societies were structured there and then. So our ancestors or foreparents have been leaving legacies.
Legacies, and every generation is supposed to take it a little further. Because the entire world in the last 20 years have changed.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't notice that.
Yes.
They're still hoping to strive on the old way of doing things.
Yes.
It doesn't work today. With the technology and what we can do today,
Yes.
a lot of people are afraid, even talking about fear.
Yes.
The people, there's a generation right now in their 50s and 60s, these are scared, these people are afraid. You hear them say, all the technology, they don't know what to do.
I think because technology is so fast accelerating that it's taking us, that generation a moment or two to actually catch up. And when they play catch up to the old computers, now there are supercomputers.
It's not working.
It is a hassle.
And let me just say something about legacies. You're actually building a legacy yourself.
Thank you.
This is the second interview that I ever give anybody in the camera.
Thank you.
And the person before talked to me and they're high, you see who it is, right?
Yes.
And finally I decided, okay, because I've always stayed away from I'm in the spotlight, but I stayed away from the spotlight. I'm used to talking to thousands of people at a time because you're a leader, you can get away from that, right?
Yes.
But I got tired of it, so I backed off. I want privacy, I want all those things, okay? But what you are doing is so important, also for our people.
Exactly.
That I wanted to say yes to this interview, and I'm not boasting, but I'm loaded with stuff to help people.
Thank you. And that is the first conversation when we had, I said, no way. And I would have kept bothering you and bothering you and bothering you.
I believe you.
Thank you.
And I like your persistence right away. Because you have the gift too right away.
I do quite understand.
Everybody out there, she has the gift. Remember I told her so.
Indeed.
Yes.
Because hardly there are leaders within the community, and then there are leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had a conversation with you, you were one of the silent leaders that it's like, man, no, we got to tap into that gold mine of Dr. Carl and let him leave his legacy not only to the people he's leaving to, but he also has to leave that legacy to us as well.
Thank God for the artists, thank God for everything. See, I remember again, I always wanted to learn so I could teach other people.
Yes.
Anytime you find yourself saying, I, and for your personal self,
Yes.
it means that you're weak. It means that you're not going to go too far. The focus must always be outward on people. For instance, I wanted to change my what would I say? my history, my family's history starting from me.
Yes.
But I wanted them to know something to carry on. So I had to focus on them to get the job done.
Yes.
If I focus on me, I would stay illiterate. But once I say
It's about them.
it's about
It's for
them,
them.
yeah,
But you are the foundation.
I gotta go to school. I gotta learn because it was so real and it was so exciting.
Yes.
I couldn't give it up. it just had to happen. And today, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but my older daughter's a lawyer today.
Oh,
She's been
she
a lawyer
graduated.
years. Now, this is my second daughter's in law school right now.
Oh, okay.
The old one, years ago, she graduated.
Okay.
I remember going to the college where my ex-wife worked, and I said to her, here's the question I asked her. If you could be anything, what would you be?
I think this is a question for everybody out there listening to this interview.
Yes.
And that is a key question.
Yeah.
If you could be
Anything.
anything, what would you be?
And I listened to that. And if you say this, then I like to sit and talk to people like that because I'm asking the question,
Yes.
why are you going to waste your time
Yes.
doing all of that? It doesn't make no sense when your passion is right here.
That is true.
Let's work on your
Are you
passion.
talking about because the way you are going at it, I am rather on the hot seat receiving a portion right now.
Lord, you're doing a fantastic job.
Ah, this man, you're a smooth one.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
But that's the truth. That's the truth.
So, let me see if I answer that question. If I wanted to do anything, what would I do?
What would it be?
What would it be?
Yeah.
I would love, really, really love,
Yeah.
similar to you,
Yeah.
be in a place to speak to people.
But you do that right now. And you're very good at it. Remember, one knows the other one.
I don't get trouble.
One knows the other one.
I am in trouble.
Yeah. So I know you have that gift. You have that gift. And,
Dr. Carla, I'm not in the house. So please do not put me in that seat.
no, when I spoke to you, I heard you. Remember, it was your conversation, sharing information for you early and myself, that I said, wow, we drove all this way just to hear this woman tonight.
I should charge
Yeah,
you.
true story, folks out there. I heard her spoke, and I said to her, my witnesses there, like, she's good at what she does.
Thank you.
But I heard you were doing something else. And I said, that's not what she's supposed to be doing. I learned from you. I listened to you and I was learning from you. And I say, if I learn from a lot of people, but so, who have names,
Yes. And I have known you.
I didn't, well, you have a name, but I didn't know you.
Even the no name brand is a
And on their brand, and I'm saying, she have all that knowledge, and what is she doing with it? So that was amazing. That was amazing to me. So you ask a person, what will you be, to see what they actually say, and then if they tell me that question, I always start there.
Yes.
What would you be, and why would you be that?
What would you be and why would you be that?
Because if you want to be something, you must have a reason.
Yes.
And then you give that reason, remember the reason. And if it's about you, I'd be rich, I'd be this, I'd be that, then I cancel that out. I just said, good luck. Because you have the wrong focus. See, the law in the earth is to give first. If you want something, a plant, if you want a fruit or whatever, you must plant the seed first.
So you plant the seed
First.
and you water it
Exactly.
and you nurture it and
Exactly.
you fertilize it
Exactly.
and then it grows
And then it grows.
and then it grows
Exactly.
and then it's got
Expands.
branches
Yes.
and then people can come and sit underneath
That's what you do.
and enjoy it.
That's what you do. So that's why I asked people that question, and I said, I asked people the question, I said, okay, it's for, first my daughter called and said, Dad, I know what I'm going to do. Say what? She goes,
Yes.
I'm going to be a lawyer. My young daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's great. Why you want to be a lawyer? What kind of lawyer? Why you want to be a lawyer? She said, a criminal lawyer. I said, why you want to be a criminal lawyer? Yeah, to represent people, Dad. You know, a lot of people get treated wrongly. And I said, good for you.
Yes.
If she said to make a lot of money, it always must be first. See, this is where my passion lies. My passion lies in knowing that I can help people change their life or mentor them.
Yes.
I'm high when I help you and I see you doing stuff. Like yes.
That's where you derive your natural
Yes.
high.
I don't want to get in the spotlight. I'll push you.
Yes.
But my high is when I didn't know any better, I wanted to be in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it badly for people to see me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you came from somewhere where nobody seems to recognize you.
Yes.
Right? But after you become a leader, when you hit number one,
Mm-hmm.
where do you go?
Well, you help people get to you too.
You start to fall from there. Because you're number one now.
Hopefully not.
No, what people do, that's where people start doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They get to a peak,
Yes.
and then because it was all about them,
Yes.
they start drinking this, that, and commit suicide. They don't know what to do. So I went to ask the leader, who was the top leader. He was actually, out of 350,000 people, he was the number one leader.
Okay.
Then was Ken Pontius. He came to Toronto. He was a part of my organization. I sat with him. I said, Ken, and can I mention his money he was making?
Sure.
He was making $375,000 US a month.
Okay.
I say to him, wow, what do you do with all that money?
Yes.
I thought he was going to say, you buy big houses, cars, you do this, you do this. He said, with a really serious face to me, he said, you better have a good plan for people.
Okay.
And I thought, those are the answers I was looking for.
Yes.
And I said, wow. So off of that statement, I thought to myself, that's what I want to be like him.
Beautiful.
I want to just help people and watch them.
I don't want to forget
Go ahead. The lock.
the lock.
I always share, in some of my seminars, I start with this lock and I pass it around to people.
What is
And
it?
I ask them to, you notice they have no key,
It has
no hole, but it's locked.
Yes.
And I ask them to, how do you open it? And I watch people doing what you're doing. It goes around and people pulling that in, and then it comes back to me,
Still locked.
still locked. And I ask this question, what if your goals and dreams and your whole future was in a vault and this was a lock on it
Oh my goodness. How do I unlock it?
to get to your
Goals,
Your
dreams,
treasure.
aspirations, and yes.
and the future? Yeah. It's amazing that I'm right here
Yes.
and you all spend all of that time.
Trying to open it and they never ask
And
you.
I never asked me. And I'm the one with the combination.
and you brought it.
I wrote it right. I say, why would you go through all of that and the answer? Just say, Dr. Carl, how do you open this? Not one person asked the question.
Just ask.
And that's what people do today. There's people with answers that they need, but they're self-independent,
And struggling.
struggling. You figure, why would you do that?
Getting frustrated.
There you go. Stay broke all their life. And they want to succeed in the world by themselves. You understand? And they do this and they go, what are you doing? Well, you know,
That sense of interdependence. You
no,
have answers to questions I don't.
it's called bad. It's called pride. Pride that is keeping you poor, broke, down and out, and in failure. Unless you give it all up and decide, you know what, I need help.
Yes.
The first thing you want to announce in the universe is that I need help. And help comes.
Wow.
There's a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You heard that before? Can you pass me one of those napkins, please?
Yes.
Thank you. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
I believe nothing is out of order, but the student heart must be ready.
Yes. Are you talking about me? I have to make sure whether we are talking about me or we are talking about. Are we on the same page?
I'm talking about the people out there. I want everyone to know
Yes.
you don't have to struggle. If you're struggling out there right now, tell yourself, why am I struggling? Because you're attempting to do it yourself. The people with the answers that you need.
Yes.
Let me ask a simple question. How many ways do people fail?
In a whole lot of ways by not asking for help.
I'll tell you how many people fail.
What? I
There's
should
a-
have told you, just give me the answer. What am I trying to answer? Yes.
There's only one way people fail. Lack of knowledge. There's no, and that could be in relationships, business, this, that. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. The same. It's amazing that if a person wants to take a journey and you give them the right information,
Yes.
everybody can succeed.
Indeed.
Everybody. And I think I mentioned this one also. I'm dealing with leaders who some of them are black, and I just say the way it is. Nobody is coming in to help us.
Indeed.
So I made a decision to go to them a few years ago and say, listen, we have a responsibility now to help our own people.
That is why I needed you here on Literary Voices.
Yes.
Albeit that it's February, it's Black History Month and everything.
Yes.
This is a very, very important message you are giving us, Dr. Carl.
Yes. We have a responsibility.
Could you please reiterate just that part again? Just in case people missed it.
We, as black leaders, have a responsibility to help our own people. Because if we wait for other people to come in and help us, it's not going to happen.
Priorities differ.
And we've been waiting, black people have been waiting from day one.
Yes.
And you ask yourself, they're not going to help you. I'll tell you what I was able to do, God did for me. He sent me on the other side for many years. And when I say on the other side, yes, I was on the other side. With the rich Italians and white people and rich as a leader. See, once you get up there, you get to move with them.
Yes.
They don't even see you after a while. You know why? Because you're a leader like them.
Yes.
So the talk is very openly.
Yes.
It's like, but I'm black, you're all white. I was the only black leader out of a whole bunch of millionaires. And it's, I show her the picture that was taken, specially chosen to go to special trainings.
Yes.
The only one. Out of thousands, at least 200,000-300,000 people. Because a French-Canadian leader favored me and called me from the States and said, how soon could you book a flight out?
Yes.
I need you to be in a place at a certain time.
Oh, I'm there.
Oh, by the way, your mentors, you don't say no to your mentors when they ask you to do something. Once it's not violating your rights, you don't even question them. That's the way I learned the leadership.
So, you mentioned this
Yes.
word mentors and mentorship and coaching.
They're different.
Yes, I do quite understand. ask you the question I'm asking is, do we all need mentors?
Yes. Without a good mentor, and I'm not talking people just talk, remember, you got to know where this person came from, what they've done in their life first.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody can't tell me to do stuff because I want to know where's your evidence.
Yes.
I need some evidence that you could actually lead me. Okay. Without a mentor, you could live your entire life in error, and you don't know that you're in error.
Yes. And
that's a very sad thing for people to go through, and a lot of people out there are going through it right now.
And if you do find a mentor, should it be in a particular career, as in whether you are, say, a physician, you find a mentor in as a physician, or a mentor in, say, lifestyle skills or whatnot? Is there particular,
Here's a tough part of all this. Yes, you can do that. If you want to follow this path, you find a person that followed that path before and successful, and you ask them to be. But the challenge is not really outward.
It's inward. Are you ready?
It's in the heart and mind. That's the hardest job you ever want to go through with people. That's why I help a lot of people, because I understand it very well. The first 6 or 7 months, all I'm doing is working on their changing patterns, on their attitude and habits, helping to break the bad habits and replace it with a new one. It's hard work.
Like I said, I heard you even though you were not here. I'm coming down with it. No, you're not coming down. Hey, Madam Marlene.
For instance, she's been around me a long time.
I can tell.
And it is really good, because what happened is that you always told them you're doing a good job. Your students will remind you when you slip up.
Yes.
You really want to have that, and they go. And you got to respect your students that looking out for you, because you taught them certain principles, right?
Yes.
You never fight. You encourage them to continue correcting you or reminding you when you slip up.
So that's the mentor and the mentee.
Yeah.
So aside from that, what are your other expectations when you say you are going to mentor somebody? What is your expectation from the mentee?
Follow. If I notice that you're struggling to follow, I wouldn't take you any further. If I give you a step to take and you don't take the step, I might give you number 2. I'll be teaching you how to receive rewards with disobedience, and I don't teach that. You come and say, can I learn number 3? And I say, how well were you at number 2? Oh, well, I'll finish that later. See, that doesn't work. See, no, I'll be teaching you wrong. How you don't duplicate wrong, because you can cause a lot of damage to other people.
Wow.
So you don't do that. No, that's not the step. You cause too much damage to people. See, and what am I working on again? A legacy that succeed.
Dr. Carl, you are a man of wisdom, integrity, and God knows I can't even find all the words to describe you.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, it was divine. I'm using your words. I'm borrowing your words. That we did meet that day.
It was.
And as the literary voices is winding up to.
How long we have? Because I need to drop a message out there for my people.
Please do so.
And this is about health.
Yes.
A lot of our own people on drugs, they're on medication, they're doing this, they're doing that. High blood pressure, diabetes, this, that. They're dying. A lot of them are dying very young.
That's true.
And they don't even understand. When I ask them, you have high blood pressure? They go, yes. I say, what is high blood pressure? Not one of those people I've ever asked have been able to explain what high blood pressure is.
Yes.
Diabetes? Yeah. What is it? They don't know. So what is really going on? You have something, you see, lack of knowledge
Yes.
can kill you in certain areas.
So ignorance is not that blissful.
It's very
It's
expensive.
expensive.
It's very costly to vegans. But here's the thing
Yes.
about it. I want people to know that there's only one, the body doesn't get sick. The body never gets sick.
The cells get sick.
The cells get sick.
Just because I've heard you repeat it, I'm telling you.
No, I want the people to know that. So basically, all the drugs that you take is not to address the cause.
You are going a little
Okay,
out of frame.
the cause of the problem.
Yes.
And I want our people to really get the knowledge if they want to be healed. There's a way for their bodies to recover,
Yes.
but they got to fix that thing inside of the body, and it's not. And the doctors don't address it or talk about it. That's the news. Me and 450 doctors are spreading out to people to let them know that you don't need to be sick. You don't need a premature age. You don't need to go through all the pain and the arthritis and the inflammation. Drugs, I hope you hear me, is not going to remove it. It's a cell problem, and drugs don't address cell problems. Right? And you're a nurse. You know this, by the way.
You need to address whatever the issues or whatnot are on a cellular.
On a cellular level, and
So what is it that you do that addresses this?
glutathione is a master antioxidant that God put, not man. God put it in your cell to protect your DNA inside of the cell. When your glutathione levels are low, your cell becomes contaminated from something called free radical breakdown. Abnormal cells now form in the body. Abnormal cells is what causes cancer.
And because they are free and they are radical, so what do you expect?
Exactly. Free radical damage, you're right about that. So you hear cancer and those things, you have a cell problem, not the name. Get those cells, and if you want to verify that, this is why you get chemotherapy and radiation therapy. What are they attempting to kill? The abnormal cells. The bad news about that is that you need the immune system to fight back.
That's true.
But that chemotherapy and radiation therapy kill the good cells,
As well.
the white blood cells in the immune system, and a lot of people die faster.
It's like when you drop a bomb in, how do you call it, a place. You kill the good people and you kill the bad people and everybody. Anyways.
So if you need some help, just get hold of me. Get you new free information, and you can go from there. But actually, I believe that people should get the information that they need to help them fix that glutathione problem inside of their body. And there's papers written about it by scientists, and I have a lot of information about
So your chief work is with Max International.
Max International.
And that is the focus of what you do, making sure that people get the right information, the right substances, or for lack of a better word, what is needed to fight illness and diseases on a cellular level.
You can say that better.
Beautiful.
You can say that better. Yes.
Thank you for coming to Literary Voices.
I'm happy.
We're sharing your wisdom with us. Any last few words for the young, generation watching this program, or who will watch it at a later time?
Get hold of the station, or where they get hold of Dorc TV.
Yes.
Get the information. My information. Can I give my information?
Yes, you may.
You could contact me at www.max.com/889-335, or my phone number is 647-210-9331. Ask me for information and I'll send it back to you.
Beautiful. So viewers have been on the program with Dr. Carl. He is everything but not a fearful man. He's a very hopeful man, a man full of intellect and wisdom. And if you need mentorship and coaching,
Yes.
he also does that.
Yes.
And this is not your first or your last time to share with us your wisdom.
You want me to come back?
You are back in spirit.
Yes.
It's been pleasant having you in the studio.
It's been a pleasure being
And
here.
it's been pleasant early having you as well here with us. And our executive producer, Chief Yinka Faridi. Thank you.
Thank you all.